Dreams used to give me nightmares, scared of facing the fear of walking.
A dream is nothing but a vision until you actually put the action behind it to follow it. And today, this young lady has showed nothing more of that statement to be true. On today's episode of The XO Effect, I get a chance to sit down with singer and songwriter Amadi Jae. We discuss the trials and tribulations of being an entrepreneur and what it actually means to find that light and overcome yourself and follow your dream. This is another episode, XO. I'm here with the beautiful, the most talented girl I know. Her heart, she has like the heart of gold. And she's just full of positive energy. And every time I see her, she's smiling. And I just think she's absolutely wonderful. So I want to welcome Miss Amadi Jae.
Thank you, love, for having me. Absolutely. I'm so excited about the XO Effect. I'm excited.
Yes. Yeah, so it's been a while. We've caught up kind of in between transitions and getting into different ventures and everything. So I just kind of want to catch up with you and, you know, just kind of like really. I haven't interviewed you yet. This is the first time I interviewed you. And I've known you for 2-3 years now.
Yeah.
It's
a
shame on me. Shame on you. It's a time.
It was bound to happen. Like it was about to happen.
But I'm glad you're here. And so I just want to first kind of get into your newest adventure, which is Light Up the World.
Yes, Light Up the World.
So tell me how that single came about. And I know you have the Tape Ignite coming out soon.
Oh Lord, she didn't spill the beans on me.
Well, I kind of did my research. I did some homework. But tell me how Light Up the World came about.
Light Up the World was actually written like maybe 4 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
You had a secret.
Yeah, I wrote it 4 years ago, and like I was living in Buckhead at the time, and like I was in the laundry. You know how you had like a little laundry room? Yeah. It was small. It was small enough to make a little office. I made like my piano room in there.
See, people laugh at me because I like hanging out in my bathroom.
Yeah, like, you know, girl, I sit in my car and just sit there and stare.
I just like it.
Yeah, I like doing stuff like that. So that's where my piano was. So I just started like kind of, you know, playing around, and like, you know, the song came out, and that's how it came. And then finally last year, because I've been trying to get someone to produce it for a while.
Well, you got who produced the song?
It was produced by Ruben Royster, who's also my MD. You know, he takes care of
an amazing job because it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, he's an amazing spirit, and just he's like one of those like A1 day one. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? Like has been down with me through some hard times.
Gotcha.
And I have a few of those on my team.
Yeah,
so I'm just really,
you have
really
to. They come in handy. They want A1.
Yeah, so I was like, yo, like it wouldn't be right if you weren't on my upcoming project. Like you gotta at least have one song. Like so, like I played it to him, like played it, sang it to him, and he was like, let's do this. Like so, you know, the funny thing is we recorded this song last February.
Wow.
And we have been testing the song in New York for a whole year.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. So what do you mean by test the song? Like, were you going to different spots and playing it or performing it or? Well,
I was going to a few different networking events.
Okay.
Like in New York, and like I would submit my song to play it for like the people, like the panelists, and the execs and stuff.
Okay.
So that's what I did.
That's huge. How nerve-wracking was that?
That was the first time I went to New York and like was doing that. My makeup artist came with me, and I broke into hives, and like my whole face, like, and we had to take a bus because I was broke at the time.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord, that came up a little bit. Yeah. But like my face was like so dry,
stressed,
that I couldn't even smile. Like I had a whole thing of like what is it called? Vaseline.
Wow.
On my face. I was like, I'm gonna look terrible. I'm gonna think I'm crazy. And my makeup was like, you're gonna be fine.
Right.
And then finally, like, when I got there, everything, like, kind of calmed down. She did my face. And, you know, but I was just like, I was just so nerve-wracking. But the more I went, the more relaxed I was, the less I was stressed about. I was just like, whoever's going to feel it is going to feel it. And so it was cool. It was cool.
Good. I'm glad you calmed down after that.
Girl.
You breaking out in hives.
That's what happens with me. Like, I break out in hives. I get allergic reactions when I'm, like, stressed and scared about things. It's just,
well, I'm glad I didn't make you that nervous.
I feel calm.
Good. We have our tea here.
I feel welcome. This is so good, actually. Like, I appreciate it, too, because the voice needs to be.
We need to be a little more
nurtured.
Speaking of what you do, the voice aerobics, the acapella group, which I had the fortunate testing trial of doing one like a long time ago. And I just realized
she knows how crazy we really are.
Yeah, they like, do. But it's fun. It's really fun. So how did that come about?
Vocal aerobics. Vocal aerobics came about. It was just something a term that we would just say. Like, I was like, oh, we're gonna. I just would always say we're gonna do vocal aerobics. Like, I didn't know at the time what it was.
Gotcha.
Like, I just was like vocal aerobics. And then when we started training people privately, some people would come to us like maybe like for tour prep or different things like that, and we would be in the gym with them, and we would. And my business partner, Floyd Jean, shout out Boo. He is really good at fitness. You know what I'm saying? He's like, that's his thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of the stage prep person. I'm more, you know what I mean, technique and stage prep, but he's more of the vocal health, you know, and wellness of the voice and the working out. So we just were like, yo, it would be dope to like marry. We just marry our styles.
That's important. I feel like a lot of especially entertainers need that. I mean, just singers, period, but really entertainers moving around on stage and not getting tired.
It's a workout, yo. Like,
I see y'all be working.
I mean, if you're not sweating, when you get off that stage,
they work. When I tell you they work, they work. I'm looking at all the classes that you guys do, just, you know, on Instagram and things. I'm like, y'all really put in work. Like, then you can. You know, I can only imagine how if you keep going the amount of training, you know, your voice will undergo and the changes that you're able to hear.
It's crazy just by teaching the class. Like, I still feel like I told Avery today, I was like, yo, I really just need to take the class.
Right.
Like, you know, teaching it sometimes you're not fully doing, you're showing, but you're not fully doing it. But like my voice has gotten so much stronger. Yeah. Like, it's crazy, like. And it's so humbling to like go somewhere and sing, and people who knew me years ago when I first moved here and was just doing open mics every day, and them telling me like, yo, your voice has like it's changed. Like, you sound like I feel like you sound like you're supposed to sound now. Right. I'm like, oh wow, like yay.
And that's good that people, you know. Not that it's a bad thing, but you have to start somewhere, and then being able to grow and have people around you that say like,
let me be 100
it's good.
Let me be 100. When I first started singing, I did not sound the way I sound now. Like my voice had to mature, it had to like grow, and like, you know, it wasn't strong. Like, it was still the uniqueness that it has, but it wasn't strong. It wasn't like,
it had a lot of potential.
It needed work. Yeah, it needed work. Yeah. And I wasn't like, and I was very, 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 very insecure about my voice. Like, I just felt like I should just be a songwriter. Like, I just was like, I cannot sing. Like, that's just how I felt. So a lot of opportunities. I had in my past, I didn't like. You'd be surprised some things I didn't take. Like, you probably mad at me right now.
Oh, don't tell me about them. I don't be upset. It's
a
beautiful
really
day outside.
Yeah, you probably give me the side like, my what was wrong with you?
But I'm sure you like having that and knowing what you know now. You're able to tell people like, just go for it. Just I kind of was reading up about, you know, on your bio on your page about how, you know, you kind of overcame a lot of insecurities, and I'm sure a lot of that was a lot of it with your voice, and you feel like you're not good enough, and it's like you will really doubt yourself out of a lot of things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like,
So I'm glad you're not. I'm glad you have to grow from it though.
I'm gonna be real with you. Like when I released Dreams, that was me facing a fear. I was scared to release music. Me releasing Light Up the World with a music video, another fear.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's the first music video.
That first ever.
Wow.
I've never done a music video for my songs.
Gotcha.
Like I did like a cover for
I seen the
Goldfinger,
cover. Yeah, I did see that one.
and I did a cover for like.
that.
That was the first time I ever hit a note like that. I was like, I can't sing like that. And he was like, you will sing like that. And I was like, okay. Since then, now I'm just like, like it's confident. So
now what's interesting about you is like, you know, since I've met you, I was like, it's very, you have this like jazz, pop, soul, like, but when your aesthetic is like, not that it's not that either, but I think, well, I know for me, I expected something different to come out of you than what actually happened, which was actually very refreshing. I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I was, you know, it's kind of like, you can tell where you pull a lot of your influences from, but how hard was that to really, you know, kind of block out those influences and still maintain being Amadi Jae? Like, how was that? What was that process like?
Okay, so I'll tell you an interesting story. My mom, basically, she had a station wagon, right? And it was like the one with the wooden doors and stuff. And it had the sinking in.
On the ceiling?
Yes, it was one of those things. And I would call it the Music Mobile because, you know, it took us to, you know, different auditions and stuff. So at the time, we were living in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
And my mom somehow met somebody who said their son was a producer or whatever like that. So I was like, okay, yeah. So I had a book of songs. Now, I didn't learn how to write songs normally, like 2 tracks or anything like that. All my songs I wrote from the top of my dome, a cappella. So they're all just in the book and then it's just in my head. That's it.
Okay.
So she was like, well, I met somebody, they said we could, you know, I sent them a tape, they like your stuff, let's go down and audition. So we drove from Charlotte to Atlanta to, you know, audition for this producer. And he was just like, you know, he was like, I mean, well, you're really talented, but everything sounds like Destiny's Child, because that was your influence. Well, they were the ones on the radio at the time. Right. Oh, Lord, tell them.
Okay.
So they were the ones on the radio at the time. So I was just like, okay, like. So he was like, you know, make a tape. He was like, make a tape of all your influences from the past and some from the present. Okay. And just don't listen to the radio anymore. Just listen to that tape. And I was like, okay. So I did just that. And like it had NSYNC on there. It had a Parliament because I loved Parliament. It had some blues singers on it because my mom was in the jazz, so it had some of those. So it had like all of these different influences. And I literally would listen to this every day until one day a song came in mind that was just different, and that kind of started my style.
Neat.
So, yeah.
I like that. That's really So how long was the tape? I'm just curious.
It had 2 sides, you know what I'm saying? Because I would like listen to the radio, press record.
And then flip it back over?
Yeah, you know, so that's, you know, and that's all I would listen to is that cassette tape.
He definitely served you right. That was probably the best advice he could have gave you. Because it is hard to get caught up in the radio and not find your voice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was the best.
When I'm in my creative space and it's time to create, I need silence because I got it. Like I said, everything comes off the dome. Everything's a cappella. Right. I had to learn how to write the tracks. Right. So, you know, but the acapella stuff, like I have to hear the voices. I know it's crazy. Yes, I have voices in my head.
It's okay. We don't think you're.
You know what I'm saying? But I think in lyrics. I think in songs. Yeah. So when I hear something, like I used to carry around this tape recorder, and now I just do it on my phone. But I used to carry this tape recorder around, and I would literally just tape it. Wow. And you know, play it back, and those were my songs. And then I had a process. I would write them down. I still have the same songbook of all those original songs. I still have.
You should definitely, I don't think anybody ever gives away their original
all
the songs.
Like they're all like in a 3-room binder in my house. Like all from back when I was 13, first song I ever wrote, down to the nows.
Have you recorded the first song you ever wrote?
No. It was called it was called Liars Never Prosper. It's like, liars never prosper. They always make it hard for you. Liars never prosper. They'll break your heart in two. Yes, they'll break your heart in two pieces.
Very R&B.
I don't know.
It was cute. Oh, you should like switch up the tempo and the vibe.
Yeah, there's some things I need to check.
Tweak it a little bit.
You could tell I was 12 when I wrote that.
But it was cute. It was cute.
Yeah.
It was adorable. So what else is new? I remember you told an interesting story. I don't know if you want to share it about you going to New York.
Oh.
I have been seeing you a lot in New York, and I remember when I asked you to do the interview, and I was like, "Wait, are you here? Are you there? Because we can do this thing. I just didn't know if you were gonna be here or face something." But what was your experience like in New York? Because it's a different ball game. It's huge.
I'm gonna be real with you.
What was that like?
I love so far.
Okay.
I love the music scene in New York. I mean, it's like. It wasn't what I was expecting. Mm-hmm. I thought it was going to be like, when I get there and I play my music, then it's going to be like, just kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, not as welcoming.
Yeah.
Totally the opposite. Like, totally the opposite. Like, I definitely want to bring some of those people down here. And they've told me they wanted to come. A lot of them want to come to New York.
Okay.
I mean, to Atlanta. So, see, you got my head over there.
Sorry.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just great energy. And plus, I have, like, musical family already there.
Gotcha.
So, that is a blessing within itself.
Yeah, because you're from Westchester, right?
I was born in Westchester. I'm from Norwalk, Connecticut.
Gotcha.
Originally.
Mm-hmm. And then you lived in North Carolina and Ghana for a while.
Yeah, Ghana. I also grew up in Ghana, and then the last of my childhood was in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, so I was just.
So when did you come to Atlanta, and what was that like?
I came to Atlanta right after college, and to be honest with you, like, I love ATL. Don't get me wrong, but I really wanted to go to New York. I was trying to get an internship with this woman named Amanda McIntyre Chavis. Yeah, and she had been like someone that was like I met interning at this conference in Charlotte, and she was on a panel.
What did she do?
She does music licensing.
Oh, neat.
She, like, specifically at the time, I don't know where she is now, but specifically at the time was like doing it for like for Epic. And so, like, I was trying at the time to intern for her and go to New York, but it didn't work out. But like, I was still like, it's crazy because I was thinking about her. I was like, I need her to be my mentor still. And then, like, the mentor that gave me the internship at that conference tagged me. It was like in a comment to her, it was like, you would be so proud of Amadi Jae. She's doing her thing. And I'm like, oh my God,
it's coming full circle.
And he just tagged and told her, let her know I was doing stuff. Like, oh my God.
You're like a kid on the inside, like,
right, like, oh my God, there she is.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know.
That was neat.
Yeah.
Full circle.
Like, oh snap. But like, that's how it got here. My parents had moved here. My parents were very like, you know, free, I guess.
Yeah.
So like, I found out I was moving here because they came picking her from school, and like, they pulled over on the side of the highway and showed me a picture. It was like, this is our new house. We're moving to Atlanta. I was like, oh, okay.
All right.
So that probably gives you some insight on why I'm the way I am.
Yeah.
My parents, and they don't live here anymore, by the way.
Where did they?
Now they moved to Florida.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
I'm sure that was a,
yeah,
hey.
Oh, we're tired of this. We're leaving
Going to
now.
Florida.
We're going to Florida. So, yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, how have your parents influenced your music?
Oh man, a lot. Both of my, all my parents is crazy sing. Like, even my stepfather has a beautiful voice. My biological father sings.
Wow.
And my mother sings. My mother actually used to manage a jazz club called the Blue Note in Ghana, which was, you know, unheard of that a woman was doing that. But yeah, she used to. And my aunt Lenny, who was at one point my legal guardian when I was younger, she used to, and she's gone on now, but you know, she used to actually manage an R&B group. They actually sung at her funeral. Which
wow.
Was really, so my family usually is either in computers or music. Okay. I have a cousin who plays violin for the orchestra in Germany. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
very musically
it's
inclined
very
family.
Musically inclined family or tech savvy.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you all ever bounce ideas like off each other as far as like different songs that you record and stuff like that?
My mom tried to like vocal coach me, but I was one of those kids that was like looked at the mom like, you don't know what you're talking about. And then like somebody else would tell me it, and she'd be like, I just told you that. And I'm just like,
typical mother daughter things.
So you know, she tried that, but she definitely gives me insight like on my marketing and you know, just things, you know.
So
just,
she's very.
My parents are entrepreneurs, like they know. Like, so I call them about
everything.
Especially now, like I call them all the time, like, how do I handle this? Like, what should I do with this? And they, you know, like my stepfather alone, like he sells freight containers, like to the government.
Wow.
Like, so you know, he knows how to like. He's a good salesman. Like, that's his gift. So like, just even with you know vocal aerobics and just learning new things as a businesswoman, it's like I always contact them. They actually own they actually just started like a year ago an app building company.
Really?
Yeah, they're developing 8 apps right now.
So they're musical and tech. They're the best of both worlds.
Yeah, they're dope. I can't even knock their dopeness.
That's neat. Yeah. So another thing, like when I met you, you were I remember you made the announcement when I was doing on the record that you had just quit your job. You were quitting your 9 to 5.
Oh wow!
And moving on to bigger and better things. And I thought that was the coolest shit in the world. Anytime somebody quits their job, and I'm like, well, why?
Don't do it.
They're like, I'm just gonna go do my shit, and they do. And you looked so happy when you did it, and I was like, fuck, I want to do that one day. So how has that been?
So I've quit a few jobs. To be honest with you, like. My first job, I was working, I was like the front desk assistant, and then I was doing accounts payable. Totally sucked at it. I should have been fired. Thank God I quit in time before they found all the stuff that I messed up. But that was the first time I quit, and like it was crazy because I had everything I wanted at the time. I had like my dream car. I was about to get my condo, and then something I was like, quit your job. And I'm like. What do you mean I'm about to get? I was depressed. I was depressed. Like I was depressed. Like it was just bad. So it was just time to go. And I had an opportunity, I thought, to work at this radio station, be like the music programmer or whatever that title was. And I was gonna be making more money. So I was cool. I was like, yeah, I'll still be able to keep my car to do.
You'll be doing something that's in your field.
Girl, you know. I did my research. I was gonna say do your research, but I did my research. But still, like when it was time to get the first check, there was no check. And so, like, woo, that was a whirlwind. But it helped me learn my tenacity of wanting to do what I love, and eventually I got on my feet and I started like teaching music full time, like contracting and stuff, which then got me my first apartment ever as a musician in Buckhead. I had like a studio apartment. It was awesome. Yeah. And then so then like fast forward recently, I went like a year ago and got another job, just meaning to like, you know, sometimes as an entrepreneur, you're gonna have highs and then you're gonna have some lows, you know, so I had to go just to kind of stabilize things, went and got a job. I'm still in music, but I was teaching music at a preschool. Okay. And then I was getting sick all the time, just like the germs. Like the kids are so precious and they're so beautiful, but they're incubuses. Yeah. Like, just you know,
not good for your health.
Not good for your health. And I was getting ready to do my first. I was doing the day of my first like girls' day that I'm starting to do. It's a nonprofit event that I do. Okay. Now I started last year. So
congratulations.
So this year we're gonna do it again, but I had no voice, and I was supposed to teach the voice class for the girls because it's a mentoring event for girls once a year that we do during Women's Month.
Gotcha.
And I didn't have a voice because I was sick for 2 weeks and I had gotten laryngitis.
Ooh.
And never had that before.
Yeah.
And as somebody who, that's how, like, literally I got paid to sing to the kids. I got paid to sing here. Like,
that's your money maker,
that's
girl.
my money. So if I don't have this, it's like, Lord, you know.
Yeah.
So now I'm very protective of it, like extra, like, no,
cautious and
very, very extra cautious. This is my livelihood.
That's the check.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's been interesting. You know what I'm saying. I still sometimes do little side hustles just to make sure I have continued income. Because as an independent artist, you know, you have to be, you know, you're doing paying for everything yourself. You're doing everything yourself. So you know, you got, you know, be 100 with yourself sometimes. Be like, let me go and hustle this.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I do things when I do other things. It always has to be something that is not going to take away from my career.
And you know, I think that's important because I don't know who I was talking to. I think me and my best friend were talking. We were talking about, you know, just stabilizing some income, extra forms of income, and I was like, you know, it's good to want to do that and to be able to, but to be honest, like, I don't like doing things that like require that are out of, not necessarily my comfort zone, but if it's not pertaining to music or interviewing somebody, I typically don't want to do it.
Right. It has to be aligned. Like, I had to get to a point where my mom would send me like interviews. And I said, Mom, if it's not aligned with my purpose, I'm not doing it. Because like everybody I read about, you know what I'm saying, that when things started popping up for them, is when they decided to just do that stuff full time and just put their all into it. Because what you get, what you put into stuff, you get out. Of course, you still have to be realistic, and you still have to, like, you know that you have responsibilities.
Sometimes you gotta suck it up and deal with that 9 to 5. But
yeah, you know what I'm saying. But you have to, you know, either have a timeline or, you know,
a plan,
a goal, so that you know, like, okay, well, I'm giving myself to this amount of span of time to achieve this, then achieve this, and you know, eventually it will grow to the point where you don't have to, like, I have like a little part-time job. I'm never doing a full-time. That's just because it's too stressful to help co-run vocal aerobics and the acapella group and my music career. Is just a lot of work. But I get part-times that pay me at least 20, 30 hours. So I can, so those
part-times you would. I'm not talking about this. That's all I need right now.
When you contract as a vocal, like as a teacher and stuff, they pay you like 25 to 40, 50 an hour.
Need to get my fa la la
la
la.
So I can work like 5 hours a day and still make a full-time check.
Yeah.
And I'll have, you know, I'll be able to have the rest of the day to put into my career. But I'm still realistic. Like, the rent is always on time, and I pay early sometimes. I'll be like, here, I'm going out of town, and sometimes I'll do extra, like I'll work extra. I'll put more effort into the part-time just so, like, I'll have the money to travel and do all that. But I still have the freedom to do that. I don't have to ask anybody, hey,
I need to stay up.
No, if I take a part-time, it's more of a relationship. Like, I will be out of town on these dates.
But I'll be here on these dates.
Right, and this way, and I let them know in advance, and that way they know either get a sub for me or this, that, and the third.
That sounds like the best, like, work relationship ever. I wish I could have that.
But the goal is eventually, like,
to just not
even have to do that. You know what I'm saying? But this it's improvement because, you know, a couple of years before, it wasn't that. I had to have like a full time. So it's like, you know, you take your baby steps. You know what I'm saying? But like, while you are at your full time, make sure that when you get home, you're putting in time into
clock in and clock out, clock out and clock in.
Exactly. And sometimes when I had a full time, what made me feel better was that in the mornings I would get up extra early and do something for my business, so that when I got to work, I wasn't thinking about that.
Like, when I get off, I got to do this, that, and
I felt like I already did something for myself.
That is a big stressor of mine. I feel like these 8 hours of my day, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I have to be here 8 hours, and sometimes if I'm at work on the weekends, I'm like, look, it's 4 hours in here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on my stuff for these 4 hours while I'm here, because you need that sometimes, and it keeps your mental focus. You ain't stressing out and going crazy and trying to kill people.
I have to do this, I have to respond to this, you know what I'm saying? So, and now I'm kind of trying to get into that. Have you ever heard of Lisa Nichols?
No.
Get on it, girl.
Who is Lisa Nichols?
She is amazing. She's just a woman that like long term. She's a woman that like basically had that 9 to 5 and like, you know, she took on 2 extra jobs, and also she was willing to live uncomfortable for a while so that she could, like, a lot of us, we want we want to have expensive apartments instead of third, but it's like, what are you going to sacrifice so you can save that money to really build your dream? That's what she did. Like, she took her son and moved into a roommate situation.
Wow.
Just so she could save more money, and she opened an account at some bank and just started writing checks to it. She didn't even go to the bank. She never checked it. She just wrote out a check, funding my dream, and she would send it to the bank. Funding my dream. And then, like, I think 3 years later, she checked it and had like $60-something thousand in there.
Girl.
Like, because she like made goals, and then she started doubling up on her, like, and just sending it.
So she didn't even pay attention to it.
She didn't even pay attention to it. And then one day she said, you know what, I want to see where it's at. And she went to the bank.
Wow.
And she was like, hi, I'm Lisa Nichols. And she said the whole bank came out. The whole bank came out to meet her because they were like, you're living my dream. We've been wondering who this woman is.
Wow.
And now she has like one of the few companies by a black woman that's public on Wall Street.
That's huge.
You know what I'm saying? That like she makes millions, and she is it's a motivational company and stuff like that.
Wow.
But like
right up
so it's like me and my business partner, that's our girl, like, you know, that motivates us to like push and like, you know,
I like that. So you read a lot, obviously.
I read a lot.
I feel like that's like the 3rd book you put me on today, and I ain't.
It's not a book. She does have books. I haven't read her books, but like if you just Google her, like, but yeah, I do read a lot.
So what are the top, let's say top 3 books that have helped you in your career and your journey? Just your journey period.
My journey period?
Yeah.
My journey period. The Alchemist, number 1. The 4 Agreements. And I'm figuring out the 3rd one, because like right now I'm reading Steve Jobs right now. I've been like reading a lot of stuff on CEOs, learning their patterns, just different things like that, habits that, you know, help them be successful. I think probably the 3rd one would be the book that this businessman told me to check out, and he said it was called
it's not Who Moved My Cheese, is it?
No.
Okay.
The Go-Giver or something like that, like the Go-Giver. And it's like, instead of like the go-getter, it's like the go-giver. So it talks about the principle of, you know, being more focused on giving and helping people, and then in return you will be blessed with a growth of business. So it's about, your business or what your purpose is about should be more about serving people versus serving yourself or elevating yourself.
Makes sense.
So and this was like a successful businessman. He was like, I was telling him about our company and stuff, and he was like, you're gonna succeed because it's about servicing others. Yeah. He's like, you need to read The Go-Giver. And I was like, okay. So ever since, I was like, it's a top seller.
Okay. All right. So I got top 3 books.
I would say, okay, these are the top 3 that I feel, I guess, there's so many. That's like tough.
I know.
And I'm a Gemini. We're so indecisive.
Well, just for today. It doesn't have to be like, it's not solid. It can change.
Okay. Tina Turner.
Okay. I can definitely see why you would concur.
Lord, help me, Lord. Give me a name. Prince. Prince for sure.
Definitely can see that.
It's like I just kind of want to say all these names, but want to just hope that it sounds like right. And I'll say this one, just overall career, Smokey Robinson.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always said I wanted to be a female Smokey. Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that.
I want to be a female Smokey because I like. He didn't just he wasn't just an artist. He was somebody that actually, like, you know, helped mold other artists,
right,
and
right.
helped build their sounds. You know, he wrote for them, he mentored them.
Yeah.
He, you
He
know,
did a lot.
He did a lot. He was an executive, like, you know what I'm saying. So all of those things, you know, it's like he, you know, he was the full, you know, he had a lot of different dimensions going on, and like that's honestly like that's the type of career I wanna have
and still remain. He was like he was still able to do all that and still remain who he was, like musically. So I think I could definitely see you doing that.
Yeah.
All right, female songwriter.
You know, come on now.
Look how you smoke A.
Manifest it. Okay.
Have me on the corny. I know I'm corny.
Hey, look.
But that was me. I like that. I never thought. I think that was a really cool analogy. I like that.
Okay.
You got a bright future ahead of you, young lady.
Oh, thank you, Gary.
So, is there anything else you would like the world to know? I feel like I kind of spilled the beans about Ignite, but I seen it on your page, so I was like, maybe I can touch on it.
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, Ignite is coming.
Okay.
It is coming. There is not a date for it yet. I honestly don't make any decisions until I hear, like, the voice.
Yeah.
Tell me. Like, until I hear a voice, you know, which, you know, it's God's voice that says, like I said, we had Light Up the World in February. And everyone was like, we did the video in April. And
by the way, if you haven't seen the video, you can go to AmadiJaemusic.com. It is absolutely beautiful. She looks like an angel.
Thank you.
I was telling her before.
Shout out to my glam squad though, because you know they did that. You know, my makeup artist Gabby Divine. You know, Gift of Gab, that's her company. Ashley Smith, you know, she left me and went to New York, but I love you, Boo. And Destiny Green of Corner Store Couture. They all, you know, they always all get me right, and you know, Gabby actually taught me how to do my makeup because I didn't know how. I just learned like.
And she's popping today.
I
seen a highlight. I was like, okay.
Look, I'm trying to learn how to do this now. I was like, you know, otherwise,
it looks good. It looks good.
Because I just learned. I was like, Gabby, I don't know how to do this. Help me.
Makeup is one of those things. Like it takes. Oh, I have such an appreciation for makeup artists.
Yeah.
And recently, film editors and like video editors, because that shit is difficult.
Yeah.
It's very stressful, it's very tedious, so I feel like I just have a newfound appreciation for like the behind the scenes people.
Yeah.
Like the hairstylists, makeup artists, the concept, like all that shit. Because I'd be out here like, who we gonna hire? Because this is a lot. But they did an amazing job. That video is beautiful. You sound beautiful on the song.
Thank you.
And it's your first ballad. Well, I like to say it's your second because Circles was kind of a ballad. But this
like
is a very uplifting, a very positive.
This to me is like the true, like Light Up the World to me kind of defined and was able to help, I guess, define for me what being a retrolight is. And like just that whole movement, just as like the theme song for this was really like the theme song for the Retrolights. I wanted to let everybody know that, you know, no matter what you do, like you don't have to be a celebrity and you don't have to be this, that, and the third to light up the world. You know, our teachers light up the world, our mechanics light up the world. Like we all together light up the world through our unique and specific things that we have a gift to do.
Right.
Nobody's purpose is above anybody else's. We all exactly, and that's what being a Retrolight is all about. It's about being confident and boldly being you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With no apologies about it.
I
am who I am. I will shine bright no matter what. So that's what being a Retrolight.
She gave you and I'm gonna be me and I'm gonna do me.
Exactly. That's what it's about. That's what there's no reason for you to dim your light for anybody.
Right.
Like, be you, boo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Like that's what being a Retrolight is. So that's what Light Up the World is, and that's what I want the video and the campaign, everything to show. It's less about me and more about the people.
Right.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the name Retrolight?
Honestly, like I said, like God gives me these things that just be coming, and I was like, oh, Retrolight, because I eventually back a long time ago, I used to just call everybody dreamers.
Gotcha. Yeah, I do remember that.
And you know, somebody, you know, that, you know, was a friend. You know, sometimes you get people around you that don't mean you well, and they steal ideas. And, you know, it was a blessing in disguise because it just made me have to, you know, think of other things. And it was just kind of like Retrolight kind of actually was better fitting to who I am because, you know, there's a lot of darkness in my life that I've come out of and I've shined out of. You know what I'm saying? So the deep meaning of a retrolight is really that your past will not dim the light of your future. That's the dictionary, whatever technical term for retrolight that I came up with, just because there's a lot of things that I had to overcome in my life, a lot of hurdles that, you know, some people say like, man, when I tell them, they're like, yo, you should write a book. But it's like, you know, I shine through that stuff, and I'm still shining through that stuff, and you know, you just have to know how to smile through. That doesn't mean my life is perfect. I don't smile all the time. I have our moments. I have my moments. I cry, you know what I'm saying? I get upset. I have all those things, but it's like, you know, at the end of the day, like, you can't let those things like deter you from your purpose of who you're supposed to be. I mean, like, my mom, one thing my mom would say, I would call her crying, and she'd be like, cry today, but tomorrow get up and push through. And that's what retrolights do. They push through. They push through. They shine through no matter what. You know what I mean? So
I love it. Now I finally got the full
you
of everything. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I got you.
So like, Light Up the World really is just honestly the launch of that. Like, really, like, I've been saying it for a long time. I think like this is officially like the year to really, like, you know, launch the movement of the retro.
Because you've been out here for a long time working and well, from what I've seen, and I've only been here for 2, maybe 3 years now. But just even going back and like looking at your stuff, and I'm like, you know, and just talking to you, I'm like, yeah, you've been here for a while. But it's good to see that growth, and like now you can tell you're in a space where you're comfortable, and you're comfortable with yourself, and you don't apologize for anything, and you just
It took a minute.
And you just you, and people embrace you because of that. And we need more. We need more of that. We need more Amadi Jaes.
Look, I just want everybody to just be confidently them. Be confidently them. Don't worry about anything. And you know what? I want us in 2018 to not even mention the haters. Like, let's not even talk. Like I'm saying, like, you know, a lot of people like, I'm doing this to bump the haters. Let's not even mention the name of the haters, or let's not even speak about them, because I think that distracts you.
Focused on you, that doesn't even
that distracts you from focusing on the purpose. Just shine, man.
Just be you.
Just shine. You know what I'm saying? Like, just
show me do it.
You know, like, just do it. You know, witticism and stuff.
Right. But what are you looking forward to coming, you know, just coming into the new year, and like, what are your goals for the rest of the year?
What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to meeting new people. I'm looking forward to new beginnings, new opportunities, a few things. I'm very hush-mouthed on things. I'm very hush-mouthed on things that, you know, are in the process. But you know, you know, in 2018 you're going to know Amadi Jae more, and not just my music, but just I'm conquering the fear of being vulnerable.
That's pretty difficult.
Like I am. I was like, should I blog? Like, I'm not good at. I'm better at singing in person than talking, like in front of people, or like even like, what do I say to this thing, this phone thing? That, like, what do I say to this thing? Like, I'm not good at that. Like, that's not my gift. You know what I'm saying? So, I know, like on Instagram, you know, you see like the nice pictures, and so like, oh, she's smiling all the time. There's tears behind those smiles. There's sweat behind those smiles. There's, you know, things that went through or didn't, you know, happen perfectly. I mean, shoot, like, you know, there's things you go through, especially like when you're, especially as an independent artist, like, you know, there's just things that, you know, just don't always happen your way, especially when you're breaking through and people don't know you. It's just kind of like this. So, but I mean, really, this year I really want to connect more with the Retrolites and just build like true, meaningful relationships with them. Like that's honestly really that's the main thing I'm looking forward to this year.
Being vulnerable and connecting with
people. And just
those are pretty good goals.
Those are my goals as Amadi Jae. Now vocal the acapella group is more of like being a better businesswoman. Also connecting more with women entrepreneurs and like, you know, learning. I'm always about learning and you know, last year I took business classes. You know, I took a social media class like the second day of this year. Like I'm all about like just growing and learning and being a better woman, a better human being, a better businesswoman, a better artist, like, and also just collaborating more with other artists. Like I have my little hub of like my creative team, the few producers that I work with, but this year I plan on, you know, so if you want to collaborate, you know, and, you know, create new sounds and stuff, I would really like to collab. And then getting on some new stages and stuff that I have never been on here in Atlanta, but also, you know, in New York or in LA, touring, you know, just doing different things. You know, doing some things that I've never done before, like getting out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, those are good goals. Being vulnerable, getting out of your comfort zone, and connecting with the fans. I like that.
Yeah, that's the focus.
Good. Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you. I had a really good time.
Yes,
I got to learn a few things that I did not know, so that
I know I've been keeping stuff to myself a lot, but you know. Thank you.
I didn't hold out and speak with you. You're welcome. Thank you for coming by. I had a pleasure. This is long overdue, and I know you'll be back.
Yes, I will, girl.
You guys can catch the next episode of the XO Effect. You guys can follow Amadi Jae.
Yes, everything Amadi Jae, AMADI, wherever it's gonna be over here. Amadi Jae, AMADI, and you know, join my email list too on AmadiJaemusic.com because you know you get a free song when you sign up for my email list.
Yes, and go check out her latest single, "Light Up the World." The video is amazing. You heard it here first. Thank you guys for tuning into the XO Effect. My name is Chiane. I go by the name of Chiane XO, and stay tuned for the next coming episode. Bye. You guys, thank you so much for keeping up with me this far on the 3rd episode of the XO Effect. I cannot express to you in words how much I truly appreciate you guys for keeping up with me this long, and I have a lot more to come. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Watching it as much as I did filming it and really talking to her was simply amazing. If you feel the same way I do right now, which I feel pretty good, you should just go ahead, like, share, and subscribe below, and just keep watching. If you haven't caught up yet, you definitely should watch the last 2 episodes and stay tuned for more. See you next week.